All right. Well, hey, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Herald. I'm Dave.
And I'm Lisa.
And Lisa, we are in a brand new sermon series, and I could not be more excited.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I've been waiting for this for a bit. A year ago? Oh, no, it wasn't a year ago. This Christmas. It feels like a year ago.
Yeah. Well, it was technically a year ago.
I guess you're right. 2020. I actually read the book that we're going to be dissecting.
There it is. How
oh my gosh, it was so good.
To read the Bible by Dan Kimball. You got an advanced copy. I didn't get this until about a week and a half ago, and I've been going through this. It's super fun. We're going to be spending it's from now until the end of life group season, isn't it?
This will carry us, and we'll have 1 week at the end of our life group season that'll be more just a celebration. But yeah, this is for those that are doing sermon based. This will carry us through.
So let me tell you exactly why Dan Kimball wrote this and why we're doing it as a church. Dan, for years, if you know, he's kind of trademarked and is known. And it's interesting because he's got ties to Fox. He's got ties to Steve because they used to work together at Santa Cruz Bible. He and Jay used to co-lead Vintage Faith Church, which is over in Santa Cruz. So he's family. I mean, he's just family. He's a professor at Western Seminary. And he's kind of been famous for interacting with young people, the emerging generation, to help them with their questions. And one of the things he keeps seeing over and over again is a general hostility to the message of the Bible because it has been caricatured and because it has been deconstructed and put back together in ways that are fundamentally unhelpful and untrue, and not only make the Bible look bad, but make God himself look evil, heinous. And so this is his passion, obviously, as a Christian, that this is, we have to deconstruct the deconstructions, you know?
Yeah.
And Dan, living in Santa Cruz and interacting with so many college students in the emerging generation, feels this to be urgent, that this is one of the primary things the church has to be. And so that's why we're going through this book as a church. But Lisa, you and I both know this is not easy sledding.
Yeah. And can I just make one thing? Maybe you saw this on the news. It was on like ABC News or something just last night or maybe the night before. The Pew reports about how the engagement in church has gone from like 70% to 36% because of millennials, like just not interested at all. So these questions being addressed and answered are huge, huge, huge if we can ingrain them in us in such a way that we can, when we have conversations with people, that just throw the Bible out with the bathwater, right? Like to have some intellectual as well as heartfelt conversations about who is God and what is this, what we call the Bible.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to be going through this for the next couple of weeks, and the topics that we're talking about, if I'm honest, they deal with some really tough stuff. Is the Bible anti-women? What are all the verses that prohibit women from talking? Is the Bible
anti-science?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Is the Bible anti-science? Why are there so many violent passages? Not just where people do violence to other people, but God's people, the good guys, seem to be violent. Like they go into Jericho and they're told by God to kill everybody and everything. That's really weird. There's a lot of blood in this. And is the Bible pro-slavery? And again, in even in our current American context, the Bible has been used for white supremacy, and so all sorts of, and there's all sorts of other crazy things.
Yeah.
So this is just our way of delving into this, but it's not the easiest thing. So Lisa, we have a couple of added layers of resources that we want to give to our life group leaders. And ways. So you want to talk about those? Because
when I read this book at Christmas, I was just so engaged with it, but also like, wow, this stuff is really important. But each, like you said, topic could be in and of itself disruptive, right? If not navigated wisely. So Dave and J. Kim and Dan Kimball actually are going to help us with this. And so the first thing I want you to know about is, as usual, Dave will be writing life group questions based off of the sermons that will be based off of the chapters that you'll know in advance of what they are. They're listed down below if you look at the schedule, what week and what chapters to read. So there'll be the typical life group questions, but what he's going to add are life group leader tips. So after he asks the question, he'll give you some thoughts that you as a leader might use to help expand that question. Is that right, Dave? Is that?
Yeah, some resources, some articles to delve into this. I can't anticipate every question, but there are some things I can anticipate. We'll link to blog posts, to articles, to resources you can have, and some additional thoughts on maybe how to navigate some of this stuff. It might not be helpful, but it might be, and so we're just going to put it in there as a way to anticipate what might actually come up in your groups and what questions you might have, or what questions we've kind of gotten. So that's our first line of defense is the questions, and then the leader tips, and those will be sent out to you.
And they'll be on the life group leader page. Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully many of you are familiar with the afterword. That's what kind of goes on the cutting room floor, if you will, of each week's sermons. And Dave has a conversation with whoever's teaching. So that means he has a conversation with himself when he's teaching. It's very fascinating.
It's a really fabulous dialogue with myself. No.
Yes, but anyhow, one of the things that we're going to do is to make sure that those are posted Sunday afternoon, I think, or by Sunday evening, so that those of you that have groups during the week, if you have a chance, it could be really helpful for you to listen to. And how long, Dave, is the afterward typically?
It's usually between 25 and 30 minutes. And we really go in depth into the stuff we couldn't get into in the sermon. So the sermon will help, but then we go into a greater depth, more resources, more discussion, sometimes more Bible or more research, whatever it might be in this case, to try to help you get through this issue, whatever the issue, what's speaking on that week.
Yeah, and it's just fascinating information that obviously in a 30-minute that you have to teach a sermon, and there isn't the time for all of it. So these guys that teach.
Yeah, we also try to be pastoral, to try to encourage not just information, but transformation. We try to be pastoral, like here's how this could affect people as you interact with it. So we're trying to be pastoral as well, obviously.
Yeah, that's great. So we have the additional leader tips with our questions. We have the afterword made available. You'll be able to get that. There you go. And then
the actual book, the book.
Yeah.
The actual book.
For sure, the book. Definitely, if you haven't already gotten the book, please order the book.
It's like $11 on Amazon. You can also get a digital copy. So the book is itself an interesting resource, because we're not going to cover everything in the book. And so the book would be a resource. And the fourth thing, Lisa, what were we going to say?
Well, is each Monday on our life group, what do we call it? Life group leader page?
Yeah, the life group leader page.
Life group leader page on Facebook. You on Mondays can start posting any questions that you have. And typically there'll probably be questions that are going to come out of your group time. And just so you know, it is okay to say, I'm not really sure what that means. Or so let me do some research this week and get back to you, is what you can say to your group leader. So what you do at that point is then you get on the Facebook page and you type in whatever your questions are. And I'm going to be looking at that each day and fielding those questions to either Dave, Jay, and or whoever the teaching person is.
Our teaching staff will take care of this. We don't know what the question. Yeah, we don't know what the questions are that are going to emerge, and they might be kind of adjacent to the topic, or they might be right in the topic, and we might not be able to know what they are. But we want to give you an opportunity to post the real questions that are coming up, maybe in your own heart and mind, maybe something from the people around you that are asking, or people in your life group, and post those, and we will get to those, and we'll give you as good a response as we can, as quickly as we can.
Yeah.
And we take that real seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, we really do. We'll get back to, we're saying within 24 hours. So
yeah, I think that's what Steve said. You do it in 24 hours, and that's it, and that's the rule. And so I'm like, all right, Steve, 24 hours. So we had 23 hours and 59 minutes.
Dave could be, a week. Just kidding.
No, I will get.
No, Dave's really good.
Steve said 24 hours, so we'll do it 24 hours.
Yes, we will, right, Dave?
Absolutely.
But then there is actually one other resource that we are going to provide twice, and that is the third week of our series. Dan Kimball is actually going to be teaching live at, I believe, our Saratoga campus.
That's
right. And then that next night, that Monday night, he will be part of a lab discussing whatever questions we bring as a church to his teaching. So we will give you that date when it is. And you can log on to that particular
It's a Zoom,
event.
it's a Zoom conversation, not an in-person.
So you can come and join that and ask your questions. And then Jay and Dave and Dan Kimball are going to do probably a Zoom, maybe in person meetup at the very end of this series, and have a dialogue about possible questions or scenarios that you guys might have, or questions that have come in regarding the last half of the book, because Dan's coming in the middle and there'll still be the last half of the book that we haven't had time to discuss yet. So in the middle, we'll have a conversation, and then at the end, we'll also have a conversation.
And that'll be about your questions. We'll moderate and field. So you send them in. I'll be moderating the all those questions and then feeding them to Jay and to Dan. And we'll be having just a robust conversation about these questions and what they dredge up. Because let's be honest, they dredge up a lot. There's a lot in here. So.
But I have to say, Dave, when you can wrap your brain around, that's what I mean, it's life-changing. You have then much more courage in moving forward and boldness in talking about your faith and why you believe the Bible is God's inspired word.
And it also allows you to trust God more. I mean, if God's really a violent, angry God, and he's capricious and can't be trusted, that can make you filled with fear. And believe me, the idea of the fear of the Lord is a great place to start. It's the beginning of wisdom, but that's not where we end. We end with a Savior who gives up his life and volunteers himself to go to a cross in exchange for his friends who are let go. Take me, Jesus. And he died. I mean, this is who God is. So if we can get to that point, it can inspire greater, not only confidence, but let's be honest, worship. Because I'm excited. I can't wait. I think it's going to be fantastic. And we get to do it in community. It's just so fun. There's really nothing better than talking about the Bible in community. There's just not.
And I just, want to say thank you to you, Dave, in advance, because I know your work with Jay and others to answer questions and stuff is
going to be great.
I know you have the heart and really want to do it. So it's great to work on a staff with people that we want transformation to happen. And I know you as leaders want the same thing.
This is
obviously
easy
for yourself.
Yeah, this is easy. These leaders are great. I mean, you guys are awesome. You have the same heart as we do. This is awesome. I'm excited. Yeah. I can't wait for us to do this together. And if stuff pops up, we're all in this together. And I'm excited about it. And I'm really stoked.
We are stoked, people. And we hope that you are stoked. We hope that you've had a good week or two off. And are coming back to finish up these last 7 weeks together, refreshed. Yeah. Let's finish strong. This series, I think, like you said, is going to bolster our faith. And gosh, help us to fall in love even more with a God who relentlessly pursues us and has a reason for everything that he allows. So, So we're going to let you go. We could talk all day about this stuff because it's so exciting to us, and hopefully will be to you guys as well. But just know you're very well resourced for this series for sure. And we're excited to.
So thanks for getting all that going for them, Lisa. That was she pushed for, we need more resources, and she's right. She was right, 100%. So I'm excited for this.
I'm excited for her. Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see you guys. Yeah, we'll see you guys soon, huh?
We will. Yeah, in a couple weeks. Okay. All right, you guys, take care.
Bye.